welcome back to my School News TV. I'm Hyacinth Fortune Ngozi, and I'm here with the recently appointed Dean of Student Affairs in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. We're going to be discussing pressing issues affecting the student body. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Could you introduce yourself to us?
Okay. My name is Professor Boniface Ugwuishiwu of Department of Agriculture and Bioscience Engineering, now the Dean Student Affairs, University of Nigeria.
Wow. Congratulations on your recent appointment.
Thank you very much.
You know, the university community is still getting used to having a new Dean of Student Affairs. I mean, there wasn't much more publicity around it. Why was it done so nicodemously?
Well, the only thing that is constant in life is changes.
Yes.
So, circumstances that brought my being here, I believe, is divine.
All right.
So, government remains same, but administration changes. Style of administration changes.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. In light of your recent appointment, we're sure that you have some plans, some policies to better the student body of the University of Nigeria. Could you share some of those plans and goals with us?
Okay. Thank you very much. The first thing that comes to my mind is how to take care of the environment of the students. When I came in, I looked around, I went around through all the hostels. I discovered some common problems within the hostels. And I drew my own plan, suggest how best to be solved. The first thing that comes to my mind is the sewage problem around the hostels. Most of the hostels were built in the early 60s, and the sewer systems are no longer have the capacity to carry the sewage produced along the pipes.
Yes, sir.
So there are pipes burst out, pipe burst several places, and there are some blockages here and there.
Yes, sir.
So I came to a point of suggesting digging standard sewage for each of the hostels, because the central sewage system converges somewhere behind any Njoko. Nsukka campus is large.
Yes.
And vis-a-vis the blockages as a result of both the root trees intercepting or breaking up the line,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Gets
flow
them.
to that point again. So there is a need to articulate the system. Or for the meantime, individual hostel standard pits is a kind of a measure before the integration of the sewer system for them to converge again in Njoko ends from the sewage point.
Okay.
Then another issue that is disturbing is the electricity problem on campus. The billing they gave the university as at last 2 months is unbecoming. They gave a monthly bill of 171 million naira in 1 month. So when we look at the scenario, the university don't have much to pay. If you could pay that, it means that every other thing will be grounded on campus. So we started to resort to generating light using our plants, generators. We have up to 6 generators on campus.
Okay.
They invited experts in electrical engineering. They synchronize power output from those generators. And we discovered if properly done, can take care of our energy needs. So it is on course right away. We are not using NEPA since last 2 months. rely on the generator output from those generators, power out from those generators. And it's serving us, but not better than NEPA. No, it's not better than NEPA because the reason being that the wire, the connecting systems
From the generator.
cannot effectively, the wires already there, the cables, some of them are getting so bad since years. So it has to be changed, it has to be rewired to be able to carry out the range power output from those generators.
All right, sir. So are there any more plans you want to share for us apart from these two?
Yes.
Are there any more plans that you want to share apart from these two?
We have also talked about the student call center for the university. We have written a proposal for that. The situation where any student from anywhere can call the office through ordinary call, through WhatsApp, email, all those means of communication.
Yes.
Wherever you are in the hostel, tell us your problems, what is happening there. If it's something we can remedy immediately, we'll do that.
Wow.
For instance, last 2 weeks, when I established WhatsApp group for all the hall governors, just give me a call if there's any problem around your hostel. It worked out very well. They told me there's no water on campus. So
mentioned
the electricity supply at one end
was not getting to
the students. Then of course we mobilize the people at the works, electrical, mechanical, to those hostels immediately. And such minor or low fruit, what do you call it? Those minor can be handled without delay.
Yes.
We did that since last week and it's helping the situation. A small leakage on the roof, if left for years, but when you get to know about those leakages, we immediately send people to work on them to prevent further damage to the system.
Wow. So all these initiatives, these are truly timely, and I'm sure that a lot of issues on campus will be resolved, especially through that call system. Yes, it's really worthy of applause. Concerning the power supply, so does this mean that the university will continue running on generator, especially in light of the cost of fuel in Nigeria? It's fluctuating and we do not see any light at the end of the tunnel regarding the prices. So are we going to be continuously dependent on generating light through the school generators?
Not quite. We are simply experimenting to know the amount of money that we spend on generators within a few months and compare it with what we expected to pay to NEPA within the same period of time and assess which one to follow. This is an interim measure. If, for example, the EDC remove us from band A billion and brings back to band B something that you can manage. This is not an industry. You don't produce what you sell. This is an academic doing experiment and all those and all that, lighting up for the students. I wonder why such bill should come to university. Why should they place university on band A? That's what we are trying to know. Is it possible for us to generate our own light using our existing generators?
But
now we also have arrangement for solar power installation within some areas of the campus.
What areas are?
All these in front of all the hostels supposed to have solar installation. Once it is done, the frontage will all the environment We'll be lighting up with the solar power.
But this solar power is just for the street lights. Is it for the hostels themselves? That's it.
Meanwhile, it is for the one we are doing now, it is for the street lighting,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Until we are ready for large-scale solar power plants, then we can think about using them in the hostels. There are some mini circuit we are test running now. If you use solar power and the students plug a system that demand more than 5 watts,
Everything.
speed will cut, and maybe the person that's using that device or gadgets now know that cannot continue using it on solar. Like the hot plates they use, other big power demanding
Device.
gadgets cannot be sustained with solar.
All right, sir. Okay, and this solar issue, the power issue. So, what do we expect? How long is this going to go on? When can we expect to have normal? Because we are switching on the generators, right? But like you said, it's not at the same standard of power supply as we get from NEPA. So does this mean that the university should prepare to experience less supply of power as we go on?
That say that they are trying experiment. We are not trying out to know how to manage the light problem, the electricity problem on campus. So now we're using generator, giving them about 12 hours in the day, some hours in the morning, some hours in the night, right? They're able to evaluate the quantity of energy consumption using gas to do that. And the first month we did it, we spent close to about 50 million.
Okay.
You shouldn't know the difference between 171 million naira and 50 million. Even if you double it, you still get about 100 million.
Yeah.
You cannot, the difference between,
It's about 100 million difference. 100.
yes, 100 over 170 to 100, but you should know the amount of reduction, about 40% reduction or more, which is something to work on.
All right, sir. Is it not possible to appeal to the government to get more funding for the school to be able to reconnect to NEPA? Because even as we are depending on the generator for power supply, like we said, it's not ideal. So is it, because we know that it's not just the University of Nigeria that was switched to Band A. Other universities too have been switched to Band A. So can we not get more finance to be able to continuously finance this thing?
Definitely we can, and we are doing our best to talk to the people in the corridor of power to help us. We have started that initiative. In fact, there was an arrangement for the BC and some of us talked to the members of the House of Representatives, Senate, and some of our alumni that can be of assistance. But the billing is too much for the university to pay. 171 million naira a month. It's not arrears, it's per month.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for clearing that up.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to security issues.
Yeah.
Recently, there has been a wave of fear across the campus because there have been reports of students kidnapped, students killed. Even recently, about 2 days ago, a student uploaded a video where they saw blood, lots of blood around the Mary Slessor hostel. These and many more incidents are showing that it seems that the campus is becoming more unsafe for students. What has the university done to resolve these issues?
Thank you very much. The university environment, I want to assure you, is conducive. All those incidents that took place in the past few months, didn't happen on campus. Did not actually take place on campus. The one that happened at one hotel in town, Adelia Hotel, was killed and brought, but that one ended there. The student that went there was killed. The student left here alive, and we didn't have any lecture or seminar in that place. That means they're happening on various, most of the big cities. It's happening around the Nsukka city. The student left, maybe with a boyfriend or whatever. The other one that they found somewhere on the campus was killed outside and brought in. So I don't really agree with the environment is no longer safe.
So how about
They never entered home to take somebody out. Did you hear that they were kidnapping around on the campus?
how about in the case of Philomena, the student who just stepped out of her hostel to get something and then was kidnapped?
It was outside the campus. It's not on campus. I don't know about the campus here. Those things were done outside the campus.
Okay.
If you are going to Enugu, are you safe? If they stop you there and kidnap you, are you safe?
No.
You went outside the campus, so we are not answerable to anything happen beyond the walls of the university environment.
All right, sir. But if you look into this matter, students live around the campus area. In fact, the hostels are not able to accommodate all the students in the University of Nigeria, which is why in areas just around campus, you find students' residential areas where there are a lot of UNN students gathered in those areas. Is it that the university is, once the students are outside of the campus and not in the environment of the campus, then the university does not pay attention to their safety? Also, we have issues of students having to go to the markets to buy things, students having to use the hospitals that are within the area of the campus. Is there not a way that the university can work hand in hand with the police of the Nsukka environment to ensure that students are safe even in the vicinity of the campus?
Well, what you're saying and the way you're doing it, maybe from the wrong angle, is there in many universities part of Nigeria, in Nigeria, for example, in Futo, they don't have hostel system. They don't even have quarters for lecturers. In many of these institutions in the Southeast, they don't. So the idea of security outside the campus, I cannot answer that. The DPOs, the area commanders, they are aware that this incident, and we cooperate with them as far as possible. These things happening now never happened about 5-10 years and down past. It's of this recent trend of Yahoo business and all that. You know it. This new things happening now has never happened on campus. Even though there was cult activities in those days, but it's not the type of thing we're witnessing now. It's all over the campus, it's all over Nigeria, it's all over the big cities. So I'm not taking exception of Nsukka and environment. UNN is part of Nsukka environment. And our security men, the activity doesn't go beyond the university area.
Okay, sir, but let's leave the area outside the campus,
yes,
and focus on the area inside the campus in the University of Nigeria and Nsukka. These bodies were brought in and dumped,
yes,
and the people who dumped the bodies were never found, never identified. According to public information that the public has, we've not seen any reports that UNN security were able to trace these people or spotted them as the bodies were being dumped. Okay, in the case of where blood was found around Mary Slessor Hostel, in the cases where we see bullet shells around the Abuja building, how has the security been able to address these issues that are occurring inside the school?
Well, the security men, to the best of my knowledge, are doing their best. they cannot be there all the time, everywhere. Nobody should be everywhere all the time. The campus is large. We may not claim to have enough security men because some of them do retire, and the government have not given us the opportunity to employ more. This is one underlying factor. They have not given the university the opportunity to employ more personnel. We talked about hostel. The number of students now is about 6 times compared to when we had our own students.
Yes.
A room takes 4 students, but at this present moment, it takes about 8. Which means the facilities that were designed, just like lecture halls, a lecture hall that was designed for 100 students, take up to 400 students. There's no much improvement, even though the new buildings are coming up, but it's not enough to accommodate the population of students on campuses. This is a fact, and the federal government is aware of this.
All right, sir. So since it's clear that we are having this problem of not enough security men to be able to cater for the amount of students that we have, are there talks with the federal government regarding this, regarding funding to the security department, the increase of security men, maybe new vehicles so that they can be able to get to where they need fast enough?
Proposals written and taken to Minister of Education, to the House of Reps, House of Senate. We are waiting for their input. The tech fund that normally grants some give fund for university, they are trying. There's some new buildings, but in terms of security, not much has been done. The university was able to engage few of them that is helping the one that they employed. That's a new thing that the vice chancellor have done that's giving us courage. Asking private
Security agencies
to implement the one that we employ. I know they have a limit. They don't have fund to pay them because they are not paid under the government. If they were to be employed, that problem of who pays who or who pays the security men employed will not be there. So there are limits to what one, even the vice chancellor or the university management can do.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. So concerning, still on this security issue, there's this case of the pharmacy students who went missing. Has the school been able to investigate the issue?
I'm not aware of a pharmacy student that missed. The one I knew is 2 students that were declared missing. But the next day, they came back. By the time the chief security officer told me, I called the vice chancellor. Then in less than 8 hours, the report came that they are back. I never knew of any pharmacy student that was declared missing and up to now had not been found, to the best of my knowledge.
All right, sir. Concerning also the death of the girl that was dumped, the body that was dumped, have there been any investigation on the matter? Has the culprit been found? And not just that, the one of students that engage in fights. Okay, recently there was a report of a student that was trying to stab her hall governor because her properties were seized. Have they faced justice? Has there been anything done to punish these people for their actions? Both the one that was involved in the murder of the girl and little issues arising on campus?
Please separate this question.
All right, sir.
Who was murdered?
Okay.
Because you're combining something that I may not untie it the way you're tying it.
All right, sir. All right.
Sorry.
So sorry about that. Okay, well, we're talking about first the girl that her body was dumped on campus.
Yes.
Has the university been able to investigate to find out who dumped this body? How was it dumped? When did they get him? What actually resulted in the death of our students? And how can we bring this person to justice?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. The university reported the matter to the police. And that's the normal channel. Then the police took over the matter. All I know is that the autopsy was recommended by the police, which is followed up. And at a certain point, I think the autopsy was done somewhere in Lagos. The university is expecting the report from that autopsy. It is left for the police to take over the investigation, all the things that should be done to unveil the culprit. Our own is to report from local security to the police. The police normally take the matter up from there. Yes.
All right, sir. Moving away from this whole issue and on to another issue of violence. Recently, well, not recently, this has been an ongoing issue that has also come up again. That is the severe beating of students by the Oriokpa masquerade. Several students have reported it. Going out, being beaten, sometimes for no reason or very, very little reasons, and they have to go to the hospital and treat themselves. As a student, as the university, we're able to reach out to the community to deliberate on this issue, the beating of young people, and to the extent where people have to go into the hospital to treat themselves. Students cannot go to the hospital or even go to the market without fearing for their safety. Has this been addressed?
That issue has been regularly addressed and discussed. The Oriokpa masquerade never operated within the campus. It's the social activity that goes on within the town. Yes, the Oriokpa doesn't enter markets.
There has been the Oriokpa masquerade also operates around school, students' residential areas that are around campus.
What I'm assuring you that Oriokpa never entered the university campus.
That is true.
Anything happened beyond the campus, maybe the traditional rulers or the vigilante outside will be able to tell us what's happening. If you are going to, assuming you have a course to go to Enugu, and on reaching 9th mile, the 9th mile people are observing their cultural days and all that, and say people should not cross this place. Maybe you are tracing a path into the compound. Normally, it's supposed to take another way to get to where you want to go. I'm not condemning the activities of Oriokpa, but I'm not saying that they're doing well. All I know, they don't operate within the campus, that's one I'm sure. And if you are moving to the town where they operate, you tread with caution. Because everywhere, there's nowhere, any city that is free. When I say free, live, go anything you want at any time you want to do it. Everybody should tread with caution. So I'm going outside the town, be cautious on where we are going. We have talked about this in during orientation, during seminars, during other thing we do here. We talk about safety on campus. If you are living outside the campus, be sure of where you are going. The environment outside there is not the same thing as the environment on campus. There are limits to what one can do. And some people that doesn't know what Oriokpa, how to operate, will always fall victim. If you are moving and you don't tell see Oriokpa, you just bend down, the Oriokpa will pass. But those of them that maybe the Oriokpa is operating and they run into them, that's the one that normally gets harassed or beaten. We have been advocating against this. There was a time we had to invite the custodian of Oriokpa and tell them the limit of what they should not pass. Most of the people you see on the road are not, they are foreign, they are not a citizen of this part of the world. It's the exempt those people from all those activities. But sometimes the same boys that are heading your village are the same healthy boys that are into Oriokpa. They go beyond their bounds. In fact, the real custodians have their criteria for the operation of Oriokpa, which is very clear. They operate on a specific day in the evening. You don't have to see Oriokpa in the morning. It's for entertainment. It's for social activities. But bad boys, as in most cities, have taken over those things in the village. They don't know the custodian, they don't know the limit, they don't know the custom, they don't know the value system attached to those things. They've been overabused. Well, also our students, be very careful. Police have arrested a good number of Oriokpa, but at the end they were all released. So it's something we cannot avoid, but we learn how to tolerate them. They are not there all the time. Once more time in the operate and go their way.
Well, sir, some would say that it has gotten to the point where you can no longer tolerate them. In the past month, there was a case of a young person that was running away from the Oriokpa and got hit by a car. Personally, I've seen Oriokpa operating in the early, like around 10, 11, Oriokpa was operating. And this is not even in the outskirts of Nsukka. This is, though it's outside the campus, but it's still within a student residential area. So in as much as they were breaking that rule of not coming out in the morning, all I'm saying is, like you said, some rascals have taken over the Oriokpa, some of them, yes, and are breaking rules that have already been defined, agreements that have already been laid out.
Yes.
What can we do to prevent this from going on? Is it not possible for the university to talk to the custodians to enforce this new law, such that anybody that can see this is the punishment that is meted out to anyone wearing this Oriokpa outfit that does not abide by the rules? At least that would discourage people from continuing doing that.
Yes, you said it right. There is a concept I normally preach. Agreement is a product of sufficient information and a measure of knowledge. You want to talk to people, uneducated people, to stop their culture. There has been, like some villages around Nsukka who experienced this kind of thing. They had a blueprint. In fact, in my own town, we have a blueprint on how the Oriokpa operates. They have a blueprint on how those going to church on Sunday morning or so. There's a limit to what you have drawn, and it's working. If you see somebody going to church, if Oriokpa someone go to church, you don't talk to the person, you don't harass the person. If somebody is on bicycle or motorcycle, yes, or you don't stop the person.
Well, that's not the case here, because I told you
the agreement is the product of sufficient information. The people around here may not have gotten the
memo, the information.
No, not the memo. They don't have agreed to the plea or to what people are saying. There should be a definition of operation of Oriokpa. There should. But taking into account that even if when you agree, they don't know the people that they don't know the Oriokpa, what is there in the Oriokpa, because they don't have account of who operates the Oriokpa, where the Oriokpa comes from. In some villages down there, before Oriokpa comes out to the road, they must know the village where the Oriokpa comes out from. And sometimes they have to wear tag. That tag identifies
if you are genuine or
yes,
if you're just a random person.
You really find the right one. There are genuine ones that operate. You see them dressed fine, singing music, dancing around. If it pleases you, you can dash the Oriokpa money. That's your agreement.
So is there nothing the university can do at all to limit this, or to try to enforce a punishment on those that are not genuine, that are actually causing issues?
Well, the university have been doing this, but sometimes we invite the town union executive, the local government. I think they did it about twice last year. Discuss about adapting to Oriokpa. The same problem after agreeing or defining or talking,
They will not
the people that operate in Europe doesn't seem to understand. And that's why they involve policemen sometimes. The police will go there, arrest, talk to the custodian, but once in a while, the bad boys will
strike.
strike again and causing the same havoc, disturbing the
Peace of
environment, the peace of the environment. It's unfortunate.
All right, sir. Okay, so moving on to a subject matter that is making the rounds recently, the Nelfund loan. What exactly is the Nelfund loan? I don't know if you could explain it to the students.
Nelfund is Nigerian Education Fund.
Yeah.
It's meant to be given to students in tertiary institutions in this country. It's kind of a loan.
Yes.
The loan is meant, if a student gets it, applies, gets the loan, every section they will pay the school fees, then they will use stipends of I think 20,000 naira every month till the end of your course, your studies. When you graduate and get a job, then depending on the capacity or the pay,
From the
you now remit back the loan with time. It's a very good program. But the shortcomings there is that when students apply for the loan, the system will say pending. Many of them did apply here. For a month, for two, if you check, it say pending. So when they came the other day talking about Nelfund, the director came, we explained all these things to him, said that what you have to do is for the university to upload all the information about students on internet. And that will facilitate the idea that when you fill their form, complete the form as it is, you click submit. It will be turning around to pending. We have now to talk about this, and one other good thing that you should know. If the acceptance of students for the loan is based on certain criteria, maybe they didn't tell us. If it's based on results, because it's a common thing to see that lecturers don't submit their results at the appropriate time. In fact, it's one of the things VC is battling with now. It's something that depriving some of our students from getting scholarship. They demand for GPA.
It's not
If you
ready.
don't release the result on time, the GPA cannot be gotten, and the tendency is that the student will not secure the loan. It's one of the shortcomings. But the active vice chancellor is hell-bent on seeing that the results are released at the appropriate time for them to apply and secure the loan. It's a very good arrangement by the federal government.
All right, sir. So all who are interested are encouraged to apply. All right, sir. Apart from the loan, are there any other scholarship opportunities offered by the universities that students can take advantage of?
Well, there are too many scholarships available.
Yes.
Students have been getting the one of Sharon, the one of
No, I mean the one that the university itself has. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Honestly, it's really wonderful that you made out the time out of your obviously very, very busy schedule to have this interview. I'm sure that a lot of students will really benefit from the things that you've said here, and it will serve to address a lot of questions that have been going on in the students' body. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us here at My School News. Expect us on our next show as we address pressing issues in tertiary institutions in Nigeria. See you next time.
a voice.